Hey everyone, here's Ricardo with you, and today we're going to be preparing ribeye. We're going to be serving on prongs like this, and we're going to do 2 steaks per skewer. Here's the nice layer of fat, as you can see. Here's where all the bones were taken off, and these are the steaks in between. So this ribeye did not come as 0 by 0 because we do have a cord right here, okay? So we cannot see the spinalis over at this end. By the way, the strip loin is a continuation of the muscle over here. So when you see this piece, it would actually lay like this. There goes towards the head of the animal, and here goes towards the back. And here's the spinalis. So this is the biggest part of the spinalis, and it goes lower as we reach towards the strip loin. So all we need to do is first actually remove the cord, which is right over here. And for that, we're gonna simply cut it like this and separate it, okay? And again, this is not the spinalis. This is just the cord that sits there. Removing just the fat. So now we're down to this, and we're gonna be able to see if we need to cut a little further. Actually, we can. We can just see by the amount of fat that there still is, that can go. Now this would be a ribeye 0 by 0, which means you have the eye and the spinalis. So after the cord has been removed, what we want to do next is just square in one of the sides. So you do a little cut. When you're good, you can hold the excess. Now what we want to do is go and cut like the width of this ruler is actually 1.5 inches. So we're gonna do steaks of 1.5 inches. I'm actually going to measure it for the first one just to get an idea. So that's right here, 1.5 inch steaks. Now when I cut it, I don't want to create dents onto the meat. I don't want to push too hard with my fingers. Just gently hang on to it. Lay down, you kind of eyeball it. Straight cuts with a knife, perpendicular, okay? When you can, open it a little, follow the same line of the cut so it's nice and smooth, okay? Look how beautiful. So this is the spinalis, in my opinion, the most tender cut of the whole animal. And here's the eye of the ribeye. So these are 1.5 inch steaks, and then you go on cutting them. You can push you can position your knife like this, cut forward, and then make your way back, keeping the same line, same thing. I'm doing slowly just so you can see. Look how beautiful again, the spinalis and the eye of the ribeye. And we'll remove the cord that used to sit over here, okay? So let's do 4 steaks. Some people will go, okay, 2 fingers thick. But now, what if I have a staff member whose finger is thinner? So the best thing to do is have an idea, have a ruler close by, measure it, get an idea of what 1.5 inches represents in your fingers. It could be at the tip, in the middle of the fingers, right? So just to have a nice pattern. And we're going to skewer it. So what I see sometimes, and that's not the best practice, so therefore we don't want to do that, is I see how both spinalis are this way going that way. Now let's say the skewer is going to go like this. I see places that people don't care. They'll go like this, or they'll go like that. So we want to keep it nice and symmetrical. Consider the skewer from here to here. You want the steaks to be equally distributed along the skewer. You don't want to put all the steaks there or towards this way. We should go 2 steaks, keep a space in between. This will allow heat to come in, and it's gonna come out to a better product. To skewer, let's say I had my pieces over here, and just lay one down. So when I run the skewer, I want to go right in the center of the width. I don't want to go towards one of the sides or the other one, right in the center. Another thing, you don't want the skewer to go tilted like that. And I don't want it to go over this way or this way. It's going to be right in the center of the whole piece. It's all about balancing it, always. So place it, just hold gently. Again, don't put too much pressure because you're gonna create dents, and that is no good. If the skewer is like that, you can always fix it before by just pushing like that, and now it's equally parallel. Okay, you want it nice and parallel. So that way, with my hip, I have the handle of the skewer in my hip, and I'm using my body to push it. Now the 3 pieces are in, the handle is against my hip, and with my both hands, I'm gonna use my body to push the skewer forward, and these hands to balance it. Now I have the first steak, now I'm gonna go for the second one. Same thing, see how it's open on this way, so the second time I'm gonna just care for it. Now we're gonna go that way. So what I said before, instead of having them touching one another, I'm gonna create some space, and then we have a beautiful sample of a ribeye on a skewer. Let's do another one. Again, same thing, spinellas facing the same way. So by the way, when I'm slicing the whole muscle, I want to slice and keep the steak. Slice, keep the steak here. So that way you don't have to worry about it. You just place it, go with your skewer in the center, push it in. You want it to run parallel to the cutting board. Okay. Watch your fingers as the tips are coming off. Place the next one, same thing, nothing changes. Watch for where the tips of the skewer will come off so you don't poke yourself. That is not pleasant. Trust me, it's happened to me before. And now we have 2 nice samples of what a ribeye on a skewer should look like. And this is it. For slicing it, we're gonna slice 1 on the top and then follow on the second one. And we're gonna slice here and go down here. Okay? And then you can serve this guy and then move full up and so on. But that's how we have it. Ribeye on a prong, ready to go. Nice and aligned. These parts, they're kind of going sideways. As it drills, it becomes firmer on the skewer, and then you're good to go. So continuing with the slicing of the whole steak, what I was saying before. Do the first one. Okay, you want to keep the same line so you don't have a cut that is all jagged. Look how beautiful again. Beautiful, beautiful piece of ribeye. Amazing marbling. So just let it lay to the side. Go for the next one. Leave it there. Not too much pressure. Again, you can push forward like this and then bring your knife back. This one here was the end, so it's kind of, it thins down as it gets this way. I can just align one of the ends. This can go into the kitchen for a different preparation. And here we have all the steaks ready to go. So if the ribeye you're receiving is not 0 by 0, meaning you have the spinalis and the eye of the ribeye and nothing else, then you're good to go. But if you have the cord, you have to remove it. Sometimes they call 2 by 1 or 2 by 2. It's pretty much the dimension of this cord. So you're gonna be left with fat. So same thing as we've been doing. Keep the fat to render down and use as cooking fat. Now, these were the leftovers I had from just from each side. It goes to the kitchen. I can do some trimming over here, and this is what I wanted to show you. This is part of the cord. So all we want to do is just remove the meat. This is amazing meat, which goes to the kitchen. They can use it into the carreteiro rice and whatever they feel they can use it for. But this definitely does not go to the garbage. This is a very succulent piece of meat. Once everything has been removed, then you can still utilize the fat again to render it down and use it as cooking oil as we do at Pampa with the other cuts. So these pieces over here, they can go for the brisket that we do, what we call the pulled meat, right? Which everything goes into the inserts and then render it down until it breaks all the collagen. And now this, look, these are just fat. Again, if it's a 0x0, chances are you're gonna only be left with the both ends when necessary to straighten your steaks.